Hey, how you doing? God bless you, everybody. And I am so thankful for this opportunity to Les Brown, the godfather of motivation, to John Tallarico, the connector. Alicia, thank you so much for getting us ready. And Winnie, thank you so much for making sure everything was put together correctly. It is a blessing and an honor to be here today to just bring this word of hope and encouragement to you today. I am Dr. John Gray, aka the Professor of Positivity, and I am here to tell you something that you should already know, but every now and then we need to be reminded. And what I want to tell you today is it takes a little more. It takes a little more. Now, I'm sure you're probably saying to yourself, I've heard that somewhere. Well, yeah, you have. You heard that. The champion slogan. It takes a little more to be a champion. And I want you to know that whatever you aspire to do, whatever you aspire to be, it takes a little more. And if you're on this summit, and if you listen to all of these wonderful speakers drop so much motivational, inspirational jewelry on you today, then you're a part of that percentage that knows that it takes a little more. But maybe you're at a place where you're just stuck. Maybe you're at a place where you don't know what to do next. Here's what I'm going to tell you what you do. One foot in front of the other, like my grandmother always said. Because guess what? Inches turn to feet, feet turn into yards, and yards turn into miles. You have to keep moving and keep stepping. It takes a little more. Life is not going to stop coming at you simply because you have good intentions. Life is not going to stop happening to you simply because you have goals and ambition. As a matter of fact, the more you dream and the more you have goals and the higher you set your ambition, that's when life's going to come at you the most. So I'm here to just remind you, it takes a little more to be a champion. I was reminded that at an early age. At 7 years old, I learned it took a little more when I lost my mother to breast cancer. I learned that it took a little more when all of my brothers and sisters, I'm the youngest, I'm the baby of 9, and we were all sent to our various foster homes and shelters. And to this very day, we never shared the same roof as siblings ever again. I learned that it took a little more when I went to the foster home that really didn't want a foster kid, and they treated you like the foster kid. I learned that it took a little more when I got to the new school and my mother passed away August 16th. And I got to school first week of September, and the teacher tells me to write about how your summer went. And when I couldn't and I wouldn't, she announces to the class, I see we got another little hard-headed kid in the class. I learned then it was going to take a little more. I learned it was going to take a little more, that after all of my foster home issues and all of the things that occurred in my life, I thought I had what I've always dreamed about, to go live with my father. Yes, I got that call. I had that call, and he said, come on, you son, come live with me. So I took all my belongings in 2 hefty bags. I got on a Greyhound bus and ended up at Penn Station in Newark, the place of my birth. And I got there with so much excitement, I couldn't believe it. I was finally getting what I wanted. Life couldn't get any better than this. And I called him with all of the joy and excitement a 13-year-old boy could muster and say, Dad, I'm here. And my father said very coldly and flatly, I don't know what you're doing here. I can't do nothing for you. Click, and hung up the phone. I knew at that moment it was going to have to take a little more. So here I am in the foster care system again, and I'm living in shelters in high school when people are worrying about their prom and they're worrying about whose boyfriend and whose girlfriend is this, that, and the other. I'm signing in and out of the shelter at Hayward House in East Orange, New Jersey. I knew it was going to take a little more when I got left back in 8th grade because the teacher wanted to make an announcement to the class and call me a stupid little boy. I knew it was going to take a little more. You see, I had something that I held on to. 2 things I held on to. One, the last time I saw my mother alive, a promise. She said, be good. And that promise, it sparked something in me from an intrinsic perspective that I held on to. And no matter what I faced, no matter what adversity I came across, I heard the voice of my mother saying, be good. The next thing I heard in my head was this song. And see, I like music because music is like the soundtrack of my life. And I heard this song it was a soundtrack to the movie The Greatest with Muhammad Ali. And I'm talking about the old school version where Ali played himself. And George Benson sang the theme song. It goes like this. Everybody's searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I never found anyone who fulfilled my needs. A lonely place to be, but I learned to depend on me. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I'll live as I believe. No matter what they take, they can't take my dignity from me. The greatest love of all is inside of me. Ladies and gentlemen, it takes a little more to be a champion. So what I want to do very quickly with the little bit of time I have, I want to give you an acronym for champion as I've come to understand it. First, C, courage. You got to have the courage to fight the good fight. Like I said, life is not going to give you a free pass. You're going to have to knuckle up and fight. And you're going to have to put on that courage and go for it, because life is not going to make it easy. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to fight for your purpose. The H is for hope. That hope is attached to a faith. Les Brown said that a faith that hasn't been tested can't be trusted. And life will test your faith. And you have to hold on to that burning ember of hope, no matter how dim it may look. But you have to hold on to something and just speak to yourself and say, it takes a little more, and I'm going to hang in there, and I'm going to run on and see what the end shall be. The A is for ambition. You got to be hungry. You got to want it. You got to want something so bad that you wake up thinking about it, that you go to bed thinking about it, that nobody can take that ambition from your heart. You see, people can take things away from you materially, but they can't take away the burning in your spirit, that ambition that says, I can do this. I can do this. The P, passion. Your passion is your permission to pursue your purpose. Let me say that again. Your passion is your permission to pursue your purpose. One more time for the folks in the back. Your passion is your permission to pursue your purpose. That burning in you is your yes. Stop running around looking for validation, affirmation, confirmation from people who don't dream like you dream, think like you think, act like you act, because they're going to simply talk you out of it. You keep that passion, that drive. That passion is your yes. The universe is giving you permission, and the passion is your permission. Inspiration, the I. Dream that scary dream. Dream that dream that when folk look at you and they think like, what are you talking about? You want to do this? Absolutely. Let me explain something to you. I wrote a book called Quitting Was Not an Option, and I did some research, and this is about my life story. And I realized I'm called Dr. John E. Gray today, but I come from a line of ex-slaves and sharecroppers. I didn't even see a degree on anybody's wall. I never been to a commencement, and I had the audacity to want to be something I've never seen. Absolutely. Inspiration. You must have optimism. You must live in that silver lining zone. Don't let anybody steal your optimism. That thing that lets you see what other folk can't see. And the last, nerve. The nerve of you to want to be great. The unmitigated gall. The nerve of you to want to be successful. I remember when I told my foster parents I wanted to go to college, I literally got cursed out. Words that I heard that I can't say on this broadcast. But let me tell you something. I had the nerve to want to be successful. I wanted to have the nerve to change my family tree. I had the nerve to want to be great, and I still do. It takes a little more, ladies and gentlemen, to be a champion. God bless you, family. Hang in there. Keep grinding. And guess what? We're just getting started. Take care.
Wow. That was extremely powerful. And the P is what your passion is, your permission to pursue your purpose. Love that. Love that. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you so much for having me.